This guy was an explosive running back that amazed Giants fans. This guy was an often injured running back that disappointed Giants fans. This guy left the Giants in his first season with the Philadelphia Eagles, rushed for over 2,000 yards, and won a Super Bowl. This guy is Saquon Barkley. What went wrong with the Giants and what went right with the Eagles? Well, let's back up to the NFL draft. Saquon was selected by the New York Football Giants with the second overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft.
The New York Giants select Saquon Barkley.
On July 22, 2018, he signed a 4-year, $31.2 million contract. The pick was a little controversial though, as many thought the Giants should have drafted a quarterback to replace the aging Eli Manning. Saquon would not disappoint Giants fans though. As a rookie, he rushed for 1,307 yards, ran for 11 touchdowns while averaging 5 yards a carry. He also had 91 receptions and 4 receiving touchdowns. He would go on to win the 2018 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year and set numerous Giants rushing records for a rookie. Although the Giants finished with a losing record of 5-11, the future was bright for Saquon. There were moments where he reminded me of Barry Sanders, who I think is the greatest running back of all time. Saquon's sophomore season was hampered by an injury, and there was a change of quarterback for the Giants. In a shocking move, the Giants would draft Daniel Jones, 6th overall, in the 2019 draft.
The New York Giants select Daniel Jones, quarterback. Duke.
Giants fans were not too happy.
Daniel Jones.
Jones would get his first start in Week 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Saquon suffered a high ankle sprain in that game. While he only missed 3 games, he didn't have over 100 yards rushing in a game again until Week 14. He would finish the season with just over 1,000 yards, rushing for 1,003. Saquon's third year was a disaster. In Week 1 on Monday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Saquon rushed 15 times for only 6 rushing yards. The following week, he tore his right ACL versus the Chicago Bears. He would miss the rest of the season, playing in only 2 games and rushing the ball 19 times for 34 yards. In Saquon's 4th year, he looked nothing like the 2018 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not only was he coming back from his ACL injury, but he also sprained his ankle. Again. This would be his 3rd season in a row Saquon would miss multiple games due to injury. He had a horrible season, rushing 162 times for 593 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Giants were awful too, finishing 4-13. Saquon would return to his Pro Bowl form though in his 5th season. He had then career highs in attempts and yards. 295 rushes for 1,312 yards while running in 10 touchdowns. The Giants went 9-7-1 and made the playoffs for the first time with Saquon. The Giants would go on to win their first wild card game 31-24 versus the Minnesota Vikings, but they lost their divisional round game 38-7 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon's last season with the Giants was a disappointing one. First, Saquon and the Giants could not come to an agreement on a long-term contract, so the Giants placed a non-exclusive franchise tag on him. Second, the Giants started the season 2-8, looking nothing like the playoff team from the year prior. Daniel Jones was awful in the 6 games that he played, throwing only 2 touchdowns versus 6 interceptions. Daniel Jones would go on to tear his ACL in week number 9 and was out for the rest of the year. To make matters worse, the Giants signed Jones to a 4-year, $160 million contract extension prior to the start of the season. And finally, third, Saquon had another ankle injury. He would miss 3 games and just miss 1,000 yards rushing, finishing with 962. Meanwhile, the Giants finished 6-11. The Giants were in a tough spot after this season. Saquon has the potential to be the best back in the league when healthy. Problem is, he had been injury prone and the Giants tied up so much money with Danny fumbles.
We got to upgrade the offensive line and you're paying the guy $40 million. It's not to hand the ball off to a $12 million back.
I get why they didn't re-sign Saquon, but also understand why many Giants fans were sad he left. Honestly, if he went to any other team besides a team in the NFC East, this wouldn't have become the story it has. But he went to the Eagles. On March 13, 2024, Saquon signed a 3-year, $37.75 million contract with the Eagles, and he had his best season to date. 345 attempts for 2,005 yards. He averaged 6 yards a carry and ran in 13 touchdowns. All 4 of those rushing stats were career highs. He was even hurdling guys backwards. This was the Saquon I remember from his rookie season. This was the guy that reminded me of Barry Sanders. He topped off his MVP caliber season by helping the Eagles win Super Bowl 59. The following month after the win, Saquon signed a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension with the Eagles. With that contract, Saquon Barkley became the highest paid running back in NFL history.
It feels amazing. Last year it was, tough year for me mentally.
So what went wrong with the Giants? A lot. First, all the injuries. Saquon had numerous ankle sprains and the torn ACL. Second, poor offensive line play. The Giants consistently had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. Third, Daniel Jones. Jones struggled with injuries himself. Turnovers and inconsistent quarterback play did no favors for the Giants' running game. Fourth, the Giants themselves. In Saquon's 6 years with the Giants, he had 3 different head coaches and 3 different offensive coordinators. That is not a recipe for success. And last, his contract. They couldn't come to an agreement. What went right with the Eagles? Everything? First, he got the contract he thought he deserved. Second, he went to a much better team. As a Giants fan, I don't like admitting that, but the Giants suck. The Eagles had just been in Super Bowl 57 and lost by only 3. Saquon went from a complete train wreck to a team that was maybe a player away from going back to the Super Bowl. Finally, he was healthy. A career best year, a career best contract. It's a shocking story of how one team maximized a player's potential while the other team didn't.
This was a redemption type of a season for you.
I know a lot of Giants fans are sad, angry, whatever with seeing Saquon Barkley succeed in Philadelphia. Of course, a lot of Philly fans are rubbing it in on how good Saquon is and just how the Giants let him walk. And as they should have. Let's be honest, Saquon was likely never going to rush for 2,000 yards with the Giants. The team is an absolute mess, and at the time of recording this video, the Giants don't even know who their starting quarterback will be next season. Drop a comment below on your thoughts on the Saquon situation, thumbs up for more content like this, and subscribe to become part of our awesome sports community. Go Giants and the Eagles!